Why does every guy cheat on you? Trust me, I know. How come girls always call you their friend? I can tell you. We'll talk about your strengths and we'll talk about emotions. Secrets of Birthdays, now live for purchase. Check out yours at secretsofbirthdays.com. Namaste, and welcome to Soul Horoscopes Orbits Edition from my webcam to yours. I'm Christopher Rayman Witecki, your astrologer and soul biographer, here to help you put the pieces of your karmic story together. Well, the sun is in Libra. In fact, we're about halfway through the Libra transit. We'll move from step 13 to step 19 this week. We're focusing on human relations with the sun in Libra, our own relationship to ourselves. We're trying to negotiate peace, and we're stuck in a grand square. But we'll make some progress this week with that grand cross. Emotionally, it's pretty intense. It starts in Scorpio, then we have Love Fest on Tuesday with the moon in Sagittarius. Then it gets really serious again for 2 days in Capricorn. We got to make some serious decisions. Then we're thinking about the future or feeling about the future this weekend. The moon signs most affected are Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, and Aquarius. And the moon signs going to the dark side this week are Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, and Leo. Now looking at orbits, man, how our own chakras are affected. The moon, of course, is going to affect mostly the throat chakra this week. That's bringing yellow light to the blue light. It also goes up into the third eye, and don't be surprised if you don't have some crazy dreams. The sun is orbiting our throat chakra as well. So literally, we're getting things all around the throat, all around protection, all around that kind of feeling of choking us up, right? And then Mars is causing heartache to some degree because it's orbiting the heart chakra. So if there's any kind of heart loss, it's a bit more painful than usual right now. Looking at the planets, that trine from Black Lilith up to Saturn means that as you take responsibility and draw emotional boundaries with yourself, you will immediately see old karma cut away thanks to Black Lilith. And Black Lilith moves to step 13 this week, which means we're seeing a whole new reality. Now with the Grand Cross or Grand Square, it will begin to shake loose just a little bit. The sun is out of Black Lilith's grasp, but now is in the grasp of Jupiter. And then at the end of the week, we're going to see the Grand Cross hit kind of a climax. And then, of course, the Grand Trine with Black Lilith, which is saying as you draw emotional boundaries with yourself, you cut away from negative karma, and you move on to your spiritual path, which is a good thing. Zooming in, there's a party going on in Scorpio. Mercury has now joined the Scorpio party. The moon crosses this party this week, and of course, Venus is at the top. So we are focusing on the small details of trust, being responsible on the mid details of trust, and dreaming about the high details of trust. And of course, I'll have all those details of trust when you get upstairs. But before we talk about you, let's grab the Ascension elevator, shall we? And head on upstairs for a bird's eye view of you.
Folks, this is your captain speaking. We realize you have a choice in the astrologers you choose to fly with, and we'd just like to thank you for flying with Christopher Witecki.
Namaste, Aquarius and Aquarius risings, and welcome to 33,000 feet for a bird's eye view of you. We have so much going on, and it's under the seams. It's very quiet, it's very subtle, and yet it's incredibly profound. In fact, for Aquarius and Aquarius risings, I thought I'd have a little talk with you, kind of about your sign in general. Aquarius risings aim to be innovators, but Aquariuses are innovators. Aquarius rising may look like an innovator, but Aquarius must be an innovator. And innovation comes down to believing in yourself, and that's what this month is about. Are you going to step into and believe your own bullshit or not? All right? And this is a very important key. I say this to all my clients in personal readings with my standard Aquarius sort of speech. Socrates was just the most convincing. When it comes to belief structure, any person like Einstein with science and math to back it up, or Socrates with only reason to back it up, human beings follow people because it makes sense and their heart agrees. In fact, we very rarely ever have any evidence of a theory. We run that direction and we see over time. So for Aquarius and Aquarius risings, and for Aquarius risings who dare to live like an Aquarius, this is an opportunity to really either step into your beliefs that are innovative and different and separate from the world, or to continue to hide and believe secretly behind closed doors, which is where most Aquariuses I know actually do. They have all sorts of real beliefs, and then they have the beliefs that they talk about. Well, the true innovators, the one that really lead us, are the ones who walk their talk and who are not afraid to put it out there. And that's really where we are this week. So as we are moving into now chapter 2, you're moving out of belief structure, your heartfelt facts and self-limiting beliefs, and into knowledge, education, and opinion. And right now, the Grand Cross or Grand Square, however you look at it, is a tug-of-war between your mind games or maybe conversations and arguments with others, and on the other side, you truly putting your heart behind what you think and believe, and therefore having knowledge. And this is where your opinion comes from, your heart plus facts. Heart plus facts equals opinion. Also equals wisdom, too. The Sun in Libra will move from step 13, that's a Uranus ruled degree, to action at the end of the week. So you're going to have a quantum realization on Sunday or Monday, and then by the end of the week, you are starting to change your life, hopefully, according to these belief structure changes. Now, a big part of the story is Saturn in Scorpio, and this is where you are having to draw emotional lines with career efforts, all right? Right now, the universe is saying, focus on what your intuition is telling you with career efforts. Do not go back to where you were. In fact, heal what you have right now with your career, even if it's the wrong career. Heal it and bring it into a state of order. Venus is already planting seeds for the career you want, but you're technically in training. And Mercury will cross Saturn and the North Node this week, which means that your mind will come to some decisions about where to go next with career. And lastly, Jupiter in Cancer, another big part of the puzzle. This is the part of you struggling to feel comfortable in the moment. Well, the old life is dead. This is another reason why I think it's time to go towards that innovative, radical dream. The old lifestyle is dead anyways. Might as well step into the new one and be ahead of everyone else. And when it comes to lifestyle, it's time to decide and act on what you love and continually act on what you love in the moment. So if you love oranges, you need to eat a lot of oranges. Well, this week, looking at the slow planets, Jupiter, like I had just said, is maintaining at 18 degrees all week, which means loving and trusting and deciding the kind of moment you want to live in, the kind of lifestyle you want to live in, maintaining that emotion in the moment. That's an important kind of like yoga pose for you in order to pull off belief structure and career change. So all week long. But it does go to 19 degrees on Love Fest Day, which means it moves from that, it speeds up and begins to move more quickly. In other words, you really begin to manifest the new life or the new lifestyle on Love Fest Day. Manifestation begins to happen. Now, Saturn in Scorpio is the part where Aquariuses are drawing those emotional lines with career. Love and trust, and do not go back. And like I said, heal your career this week. Uranus in Aries is retrograde. It's saying to just love and trust your mindset now. Try not to get into an argument with your mind. Rather, use your mind to observe your beliefs. And Neptune retrograde at 2 degrees in Pisces is calling for you to find your own, through your own spiritual practice, what you are worth or what is valuable to you in the moment. So in order to know what is valuable to you in the moment, meditate on it. Starting on Sunday, it's Uranus ruled breakthrough day, and the moon will be in Scorpio. So emotions are very career-based on Sunday. And although you're working on belief structure this month, I think Sunday is a career decision that is also belief structure kind of entwined. So you're putting your money where your mouth is and stepping into that radical kind of thinking. On Monday, you're loving and trusting. You didn't make the wrong mistake, and it's also sunny and professional. On Tuesday, it's Love Fest Day, and Love Fest is giving you a glimpse or planting seeds as far as where you hope to be in society. So it's a love fest with friends, society, or where you want to live in society. Venus has now moved to Sagittarius, and the moon has crossed over Venus on Tuesday, Love Fest Day. Join us in the garden, by the way. We tend to party down. On Wednesday, Neptune rules the day, and so it will be a spiritual day, and this is really a day of making sure you're doing the right thing. The moon is in Sagittarius, so you're still feeling spiritual, and you are trying to attune to putting your heart behind what you really believe. No matter what the decisions are on the table for Aquarius or Aquarius risings, it is really about the belief behind the decision. All right? So Wednesday, you want to meditate on what is really valuable to you. What is really valuable to you when it comes to beliefs. And it's probably not what society agrees with, which is bingo, the innovative part of you, the part of you that you're going to show the world. So, those who are ready to lead will be courageous. On Thursday, it's time to decide, are you in or are you out with your new belief structure and philosophy? This is leading to a life purpose, by the way. Belief structure leads to life purpose, why you're alive, why you were born. It is that midheaven if you know your classic astrology. And so on Thursday, you're making a decision. Now, the moon moves into the subconscious on Thursday, and so you are very moody on Thursday as you're making these decisions. Probably don't want to be around anybody. On Friday, it's time to decide and act on that belief structure. It's almost like if you have to turn in like whether or not you're taking a job or whether or not you're staying with someone or something heavy in life like that, it's again really about your beliefs and what you really believe. And you're going to have to let go of old fears as the moon moved into Capricorn and release from your old fears and not get caught up in the old dragon head, so to speak. So Friday, you're stepping out and acting on whatever you decided on Thursday. All of it is a test of faith because the moon is in Capricorn. Then on Saturday, it's really an interesting day because the sun and Jupiter come to the full square and they are now at a turning point. So the fears between your living by your philosophy and your feared consequences of how it will affect your life or your lifestyle, that comes to a head on Saturday. Coming to a head means the universe makes you deal with it when you have no answers. The universe says, face this fear. We don't have an answer for you. How do you face it not knowing? Fear is always based on not knowing, because if you know, there's nothing to be afraid of, right? Well, on Saturn Day, the moon moves into Aquarius, so you are feeling confident, you are feeling strong, and I think what you're doing is saying, I'm going to believe in this, and there's just no guarantee in my lifestyle that it will work out. I'm going to have to believe in my lifestyle as well, even though it's on an independent railroad track that I hope to bring together, right? That's how it all works. So taking a sneak peek at next week, the full moon on Friday really defines the week because this will be the turning point between whether or not you surrender to this legacy and belief structure, where you're heading, where your life purpose is, or whether you don't have it in you to do it yet. And Wednesday is a real turning point. The light bulb goes off when the moon goes in Pisces, and you get an idea of your sense of values and what you're worth. So as you know, we're going to drop down to Earth right now, and after that, I have a new Serious Joy toy for you after this. At Solmar.me, we have prices and specials worth jumping for. Like the Guardian Agency, our digital network that'll watch over you through email 7 days a week, 7 times a day. Come join our free open house next week. Just navigate to Solmar.me. While you're there, fill out your date of birth and email address in our custom form, and you'll get 7 days free. No credit card required to sign up. Come on down. And while you're there, you might want to also check out the Orbits Report and Jupiter Gets Emotional. Now just $11.11 for limited time and for immediate download. At Solmar.me, mind, body, and soul improvement. Parachute not included. Hello, my Aquarius and Aquarius Risings. This is your Serious Joy Toy segment, where I give you a conscious toy to play with all week long. It's kind of fun, and it is what we do here now. Instead of an affirmation, I like to give you this toy. So last week, sorry, I'm trying to get my stuff, I had said your Serious Joy Toy was to run spyware. In other words, to scan your own hard drive of beliefs and recognize what are really your beliefs and what is not your beliefs. What are the self-limiting beliefs? Are you running programming from your mother or your father or your boss or your priest or Chris Witecki even? Hey, don't subscribe to my stuff unless it works for your operating system. I don't care. At the end of the day, that was your little spy game. Now I'm going to add to it for this week's Serious Joy Toy. I'd like you to assign a historical librarian to the task. What do you mean by that? Well, for everything you believe, all right, basically think of yourself this week. You've already cleaned your code. You've already scanned your hard drive. You've gotten rid of the wrong belief structure. And now you're moving forward in your library of inner congress and what you really believe in. So when you go to the bathroom, when you take a drink, there's a belief behind it this week. There's a belief behind everything you do. And it's not that we share these beliefs, but they are there. So every time you do something and you recognize the belief behind it, that's what I'd like you to do. That librarian is the one that I want to be there with you going, oh, you know what that's based on? That's based on your belief in Catholicism right here. And let your librarian file it. Everything you do and every belief you have, I'd like you to file it and say, where's the history of this belief? Where did this belief come from? So it's like, oh, I don't think I'll find a girlfriend. Really? Where did that belief come from? Have the historical librarian document where every operating belief came from. Last week we got rid of the spyware. This week we want to see what we have left and where it came from. All right, Aqua and Aqua Rising, it's such a pleasure to be of soul service. Thank you for logging in, and I will see you in 7 days. I was going to say, live, love, be. Seen all of that? Like you're like a booger thrower? Is what you are? You're one of those?
Mud pies.
Okay, fine. Mud pies, boogers. Pick your goo. But whatever it is, you're a goo thrower. You throw goo at people. I know it. And you know, I know those little goo throwers. They're always cute. You can see inside their heart is good as they're throwing a spit wad at you. But as the target of the goo throwers, I just have to say, it's not fun on the receiving end.
But we always clean you guys up afterwards. We never leave you high and dry.
Lick you clean.
That's true.
At least I
Strangely
do.
enough, the goo throwers do turn into people that get you high in high school. You're right. You're right. That is an interesting arc of character development in the United States anyway.